Good morning. It is about 5:20 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm in Bennett, Colorado, just leaving the Loves here, or just pulling off the fuel island. I left Kansas City last night. I loaded yesterday afternoon, but I had to take a 10-hour break. So I just stayed right there where I was at. Had plenty of room. Took a 10-hour break, left Kansas City last night. Now I'm in Bennett, Colorado, about 60 miles, a little over 60 miles from Greeley. This load's going to Cheyenne, but I'm going to take it to the yard because it doesn't deliver until tomorrow. Excuse me. Whoa, I don't know what this guy's doing, but he needs to get out of the way. I'm not sure what he's attempting to do. Are you attempting to back in somewhere or what? I don't know what you're doing, bro. Alright, well. Place is a bit of a cluster. They've expanded the parking lot, which has helped. It's not quite as bad as it was. You still got guys parking in some god-awful places. Sitting here, he's got 3 fuel islands open, and his truck's just sitting there blocking one. Oh well. That's trucking today. There you go. Don't stop at that stop sign. I saw an article. This is way off topic from what I usually talk about. But since I'm not driving in Alaska, obviously my videos don't get the views they get, and that's fine. It's whatever. It doesn't really bother me, but apparently, it's pretty boring for a lot of people, and I get it. This stuff I'm doing down here is not nearly as exciting, right? I'm not sliding down Adigan or, driving through, a bunch of snow and all that. I get it. And I've been trying to do more kind of stories about the trucking industry and just other stuff in general. This has nothing really to do with the trucking industry, what I'm about to talk about, but it just kind of struck me when I read it as I knew this was going to happen kind of thing. I saw somebody posted an article about 40% of Americans believe that polygamy should be legal. Right? 40%. And a lot of people commented on it, were talking about, oh wow, I can't believe that, or of course you had a bunch of women saying, oh, it's probably all men, like, yeah, that's what we want. Most men want 2 or 3 different wives. No, I don't even know why y'all think that. But anyway, I was like, of course, obviously, I knew this was going to happen. The day the first state legalized gay marriage, I knew that it was only a matter of time before polygamy, became legal, or at the very least became more popular. It's just the next natural progression, right? And look, before you say anything, I'm not saying gay marriage should be legal or illegal. It has nothing to do with that. has nothing to do with my personal opinion on gay marriage. I'm just making the comment, the statement that you can't say two men can be married or two women can be married and not say that a man can't marry two women or a woman can't marry two men. Either way. I'm sorry, you can't. You cannot make that argument. You'd be a hypocrite. It doesn't work that way. And I'm telling you something else. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to sue. Some guy and multiple wives are going to sue to make polygamy legal. First, they're going to do it in the state. It's going to do just like gay marriage did. Gay marriage started as a state's issue, which it is, and it should remain one. And then once there's going to be a state out there that's going to adopt it, it's going to say, well, you know, gay marriage is legal. I mean, we kind of have to do it. And then somebody's going to push for a federal law. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the federal gay marriage law is bad law. It's bad law. I'm sorry, it is. The federal government has no business telling states that they have to allow gay marriage. Whether you agree with gay marriage or not, I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. None of that. It does not matter. It's a state issue. It's always been a state issue, and it should have remained a state issue. If you live in a state where gay marriage isn't legal and you want to get married, then move to a state where gay marriage is legal. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should. I mean, it's the same thing with abortion. I don't care what you think about abortion. People say, "Oh, the Supreme Court just made abortion illegal." No, they didn't. They did not. They said abortion is a state issue, and it belongs in the states. Same thing with marriage. And eventually, the federal gay marriage law will get struck down because it's bad law. Doesn't mean that I agree or disagree with it. It's bad law. It just is. I'm sorry. Just like when Trump made bump stocks illegal. That's bad law. You can't do that. That's a state issue. The federal government has no business outlawing bump stocks. Sorry, they don't. They really don't have any business outlawing automatic weapons. But they did, and that probably will never get overturned, but you never know. Now, you can say, oh, so you want everybody to have automatic weapons. Not saying that. I don't have a bump stock. I don't use a bump stock. But I still don't think they should be legal on the federal level. Listen to me closely. On the federal level. Same thing with abortion. Same thing with gay marriage. On a federal level. I'm not saying your state can't make it legal or illegal. I'm saying the federal government. We are a unique country in that respect. That we have, states' rights. And before anybody brings up slavery, there is a constitutional amendment outlawing slavery in all states. So just stop right there. Now, getting back to polygamy. The only way you can outlaw polygamy is with the states. There's no federal ban on polygamy, nor should there be. So somebody's gonna do it. Somebody's gonna take it to court. I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. I'm just saying, it's gonna happen. My God, it's warm. It's 56 degrees. 56 degrees in the middle of December in Colorado. 56 degrees. Crazy. Absolutely insane. Anyway, so when I saw that 41% of Americans believe polygamy should be legal, I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course. If someone asked me, I'd say the same thing, yeah. And if they said, oh, so you're for polygamy? No, I'm not saying I'm for it. I hate mint chocolate. Doesn't mean I want it illegal. That's another thing people don't seem to understand. If you say something should be legal, then, oh, you must be for it. No, just think it should be legal. Or if you say something should be illegal, or if something should not be decided by the federal government, then it's, oh, so you're against it. No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. Same thing with polygamy. I'm not saying I think polygamy should be legal or illegal. It's not the point. The point is, you can't make gay marriage legal and say polygamy is illegal. That's being a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Right? Love is love. That's what we heard, right? Love is love. Can't stop love. These are consenting adults. And it's only fair. Okay, it's only fair. After all, polygamy is a hell of a lot older than gay marriage is. Polygamy's, I mean, you go back to the book of Genesis in the Old Testament, and you find polygamy. There was that guy, Laban. I think it was the first guy in the Bible to have multiple wives. I mean, come on, man. It's a lot older than gay marriage. So, why not? Why not? Marriage is a religious institution, whether you like to admit that or not, it is. And there were religious people practicing polygamy for centuries. Now, most Christian countries don't adhere to polygamy. It's against the law. But I mean, you've opened that door when you made gay marriage legal. I'm sorry, but you did. You opened it. Whether you agree with gay marriage or not, doesn't matter. And I keep repeating that because I know what I'm going to get in the comments. Oh, so you're a big gay marriage lover, huh? Or, oh, so you hate gay people, hate gay marriage, huh? None of that has nothing to do with my personal opinion on gay marriage. Nor does it have anything to do with my personal opinion on polygamy. But I know I'll get it in the comments. Oh, so you think it's okay for a guy to have multiple wives? No, didn't say that. I didn't say either way. This is strictly on a constitutional basis. I'm sorry though, but you cannot have both. You can't have gay marriage and have polygamy illegal. It's either one or the other. Either it's all legal or it's not. And there shouldn't be the federal government shouldn't be involved in any gay, straight, whatever. I mean, you look at it, each state has different laws on requiring how old you have to be. Like some states, you can be like a third cousin. Some states a fourth or fifth cousin, like that. I mean, the state is kind of different. Now, Alabama got rid of marriage licenses. They said, nope, no more marriage licenses. After the federal government said gay marriage has to be legal, in all states said, we'll just get out of the marriage business. You do not have a constitutional right to have a government-recognized marriage. You do not. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have a constitutional right to be married and have the government recognize it. Because for centuries, the government had nothing to do with marriage. That was all a religious thing. That was between you and God, basically, and whoever you were marrying. That was it. That was it. It had nothing to do with the government. Any government. You go back in the biblical days. You did not need to go to the Roman governor if you were living in ancient Judea and say, look, we want to get married. They'd probably look at you and say, okay, what are you coming to me for? There's nothing to do. Go stand in front of your God. You know, whatever. There was no marriage licenses. That's not the way it worked. That's a pretty new say it's up to the states. You want to make it legal, make it legal. If you don't, then don't. Same thing with polygamy. And say, oh, it's either legal or it's not, whatever. Or every state just get rid of their marriage requirements. Just get rid of marriage licenses. Say it has nothing to do with us. Marriage is a religious thing. Two guys want to say they're married, man, whatever. A guy and three women, or a woman and three men want to say they're married, whatever. Has nothing to do with us. Whatever. That's for you to deal with. And if the hospitals want to say that, this person can sign for this person at the hospital, whatever, as long as they legally say this person, is legally able to, then that's fine, whatever. And I know a lot of people are thinking, wow, Robert, you're getting into polygamy? You must be bored. That's a long drive. And I will listen to a podcast or listen to music when I'm driving, or sometimes I don't listen to anything and I let my mind wander. But I saw the survey. I saw somebody talk about it on Facebook. I think it was on Facebook. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was. I don't do much on Instagram anymore. It's just full of scammers. That's all it is scammers. You go on there and there's like 15 people started following you. You click on them and all of them have zero posts, or they'll have a bunch of posts, and most of them are some generic chick that you've seen in other posts, and a bunch of food, and they take pictures of food. I don't know what it is with the scammers that do that. And if you do accidentally start following one back and say, that looks kind of legit, and then 2 seconds later they're sending you a message, then you know it's a scam. And Facebook is pretty bad about it too, but not quite as bad. Instagram is eat up. I swear, anybody out there who's a scammer, I mean, do you really get anybody to believe you anymore? Most people don't believe you. You're so obviously a scammer. But anyway, so yeah, I got to thinking about that. 40, and like I said, people in the comments were out. Oh, I can't believe 40%. Why not? Why not? You opened that door. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking like me. Why not? Gay marriage is legal. Why not? What's the difference? They're consenting adults. Just because you wouldn't do it. And I've heard women say that. Oh, well, these women must be brainwashed or something. Why? Maybe they want to do it. You don't know. I remember Oprah had a guy on with multiple wives, and they had a bunch of children. I mean, a bunch of them. And Oprah thought she'd do a gotcha and ask them the name and age of all his kids, and boom, he named them off. And they had dozens of them. And he named all of them off and all of their ages. Right? He knew. And a lot of them have a family business or whatever. Now, there are some that end up getting on government services because that's a lot of mouths to feed. And I get that. You can argue that's not right. Yeah, maybe not. But there are a lot of people out there who have one wife or one husband. And a lot of people out there who have no wives or husbands. And they're on government assistance. So, it is what it is. And if you're wondering where I'm going, we're taking the back way up to Greeley. You don't go into Denver and go up. You go this way. Between I-70 and I-76, you take this back road. I'm sure some of you have taken this way, so you know what I'm talking about. Get a few people on it in the morning or in the evening, people going to work, people coming back, whatever. everybody cares. I'm just making a point about the fact that we have a federal constitution, but we also have state constitutions. And so many times people want to run to the federal government because they don't like something that their state is doing. But unless that power is specifically given to the federal government in the Constitution, the federal government should have no business ruling on it. And marriage is one of those. The government really, you could argue, shouldn't even be involved in marriage at all, any government. I mean, if you really want to get really pure about it, if you want to become a real purist on the subject, it's really none of the government's business, marriage. So again, because I know I'm going to get them in the comments, it has nothing to do with whether I agree or disagree with polygamy, or gay marriage, or abortion, or any of those other things that people run to the federal government for. That's really not a federal thing. That makes no difference what I may think about them, pro or con. I'm just stating what is. I'm one of those guys. I don't think prostitution should be illegal. And no, I don't visit prostitutes. I don't have to visit prostitutes to think that two consenting adults who want to exchange sex for money should go to jail over that. It's no one else's business. It's really not. Now, you start talking about underage kids, that's different. You cannot be a prostitute if you're underage. That's called statutory rape. Big difference. Big difference. If you're 21 years old or 30 years old or whatever, and you want to exchange sex for money, it's not the government's business. Like I said, I don't visit prostitutes, but at the same time, I don't think it should be illegal. I'm sorry, it shouldn't. I don't think anyone should be forced into it either. That's already illegal. Because I know I'm going to get that in the comments. Well, what about these women who are forced into prostitution? I'm not talking about that. It's totally different. That's not two consenting adults at that point. That's one consenting adult and one being forced. Big difference. That's indentured servitude. And that is illegal on a federal level in this country. See the difference? So anyway, kingdom for a full night's sleep, or for more than 5 hours sleep at a time, which has actually been a lot for me lately. Most time I wake up every couple hours, then I have a hard time going back to sleep. Christmas lights out. 'Tis the season and all that. 'Tis the season to have your ears raped by Christmas music. They're already playing it in the truck stops. We've been playing it since Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, I like Christmas. Just some of the Christmas music I can't stand. Bing Crosby and Mariah Carey and whomever else, Nat King Cole and all the rest of them. I'm doing 70 miles an hour on this road. Speed limit 65. And I've got a guy right up my back door. Some Billy Bob in a pickup. That is ridiculous. On this road. Normally, when they do that, I start slowing down. I don't brake check them. I just let off the gas with the engine brake on. And I'll slow down to about 45 or 50. That pisses them off. But, you know, there's no reason to be up my back doors like that as fast as I'm going on this road. They say I'm going too fast on this road. Maybe so. head will turn onto a county road. This is not a bad road either. They've done some work to it, actually. Starting to drive me crazy. I can't stand that when somebody's glued to the back of my trailer like that. There's just absolutely no reason for it. Up here, maybe he'll go straight. Or he can go around me. Good luck though, there's a whole bunch of people up here ahead of me. This time of morning especially, there's just no reason to get in a big hurry. You got a whole bunch of people up here. Just no reason for it, man. No reason to be sucked up the back of my trailer so close you can't even see what's going on in front of us. It's dangerous. I'd say, you know, it'd be one thing if I was crawling down that road, but if I'm crawling down that road, then go around me. That's what I would do. I mean, I'm not in a truck. I don't pass people on these roads. They're too narrow. All it takes for somebody to drift over just a hair, and boom, you're in the ditch. So unless they're just like, I don't know, doing 25 or something in a 65, and then maybe. Otherwise, I'd stay behind them. It's a county road here, but like I said, they've done some work to it. They've repaved it recently. It's not bad. He can go tailgate somebody else, which I'm sure he is. 46 in front of us, but we're not getting on that. We're going to ride beside it and then go under it. You got to be careful around here too. There's a lot of oil field trucks. There's a lot of oil field in this part of Colorado. You get a lot of water trucks, a lot of crude oil trucks, a lot of sand trucks. Over here, all the way up close to the airport even. We go to that Costco warehouse sometimes by the airport, and you'll see a lot of them out there. You'll see them fracking out there. Oh, he didn't stop. Apparently doesn't have hazmat on. Tracks, man. I come through here one time, it was snowing real hard, and I come around here and I was going to go up over these tracks, and man, it was just too slick. I couldn't do it. I ended up backing out of it and going down here in the little town up here, and then coming back around. I came over here to this, not this pilot, I came down to the Loves, the next exit down, parked, called it a night. I said, I'm good. Wasn't in a hurry anyway, and it just started coming down so hard, so fast that they couldn't even keep up with it as far as plowing. Get some salt. I usually carry a bag of salt with me, a bag of road salt, just in case you get yourself in a spot you can't get out of. Pick some up next time I'm home. They've got bags of it for sale at the hardware store. I just forgot to get some. Busy off ramp right here. Stays busy day and night. Is the truck gonna go? Oh, you gonna let me go? Okay. Thank you. "6 a.m. boy, the traffic is out. Coming the other way especially. gonna do, pick up? Attraction in it. You know, you got 2 or 3 women in the house wanting you to talk about your feelings or something, or I don't know. It's a lot of estrogen, man. Then if you have a few daughters on top of that, whew, man, it's a lot of estrogen, bro. Vice versa. I mean, woman, you know, do you really want like 2, 3 husbands? The reason why they did it, you know, especially in Old Testament days, is the more kids you had, the wealthier you were. And those kids were your workers. Right? Like if you farmed or whatever, or hunted, a lot of times they were your army. You know, one tribe of people would go to war against another tribe of people, and it would be their sons that would fight. We don't really need like 20 kids anymore. Even if you have a farm, I mean, you just, with automation and everything, you just don't need that. And plus, you know, the infant mortality rate being what it was, just because your wife got pregnant 5 times, you may have gotten 2 kids out of that, and one of them may have lived, you know, to adulthood. So you had that to consider as well. Ah, this stupid thing. Come on, pickup. So there are all kind of factors in that. We really don't need that anymore. But like I said, if somebody wants to do it, that's their world, as far as I'm concerned. Now, people may say, well, what about drugs? Here he comes. He's going to be a hypocrite on it. Nope. I think that should be up to the states as well. At least things like marijuana. I don't know any state that would legalize, say, fentanyl. And if they did, wow. I don't know, man. It's like, who are you electing? Who are you voting for? Right? People say, well, what about alcohol? That's destructive. You're right. Alcohol can be destructive. But it's already legal. And good luck making it illegal. It's not going to happen. critical? Maybe. But, I mean, we've had drugs for centuries. Drugs aren't new. On marijuana legalization. You know, I used to think, yeah, make it legal. I don't care. I live in Texas, you know, it's not legal there. But it is over in New Mexico, and it is here in Colorado. And medical marijuana is legal in Oklahoma. So we're kind of surrounded. And Alaska was legal. And the thing about it is, every state I've been to where it's legal, there are weed shops everywhere. I mean, there are more weed shops than there is just about anything else. They're everywhere. Like, you go to Alaska, man, you drive through Anchorage, it's weed shop after weed shop after weed shop. And I know a lot of these states, like Colorado, they've had trouble getting workers, especially in jobs like, say, this job where you have to be drug tested. You can't be smoking weed. And so it's hard for them. Now you can say, yeah, but you can't be drunk while you're driving either. True, but you can sober up and be legal. But a lot of these jobs, like this job, you can't ever smoke weed and be legal. Now, if you get into that, should that be legal? Look, there was a time when that wasn't the case. But, and really, the reason why we have drug testing in the trucking industry is not anything that somebody did in a truck. It was somebody on a train. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a train derailment. And for some reason, somebody thought, you know, I think that engineer was smoking pot. And they tested him. And he was. Now, that may have nothing to do with what happened. But people jumped on it. And next thing you know, we have all this drug testing in the railroad industry, you know, and in the trucking industry. And you can't get a job at the truck wash. The Blue Beacon truck wash, they drug test. So there's a lot of businesses, a lot of industries now where they drug test. And if you're in a state like Colorado or New Mexico or somewhere like Missouri, Alaska, you're going to have a hard time finding employees that aren't on drugs of some kind. Or not smoking weed anyway. I've smoked weed back in the day. I don't anymore. I don't even really drink anymore. I just don't have a taste for it. I used to. I used to drink a lot. I was a professional drunk for a while. But I don't know. I don't like the way I feel the next day. But if other people drink, I don't care. Other people smoke weed, man, it's their business. I quit tobacco in about, I'd say 2002. Sugar's that's my weakness, is sugar. I try real hard not to partake, because sugar's not good for you. It's probably as bad for you as tobacco or marijuana or alcohol. Like, there's a lot of sugar in alcohol. This guy's really, yep, he's going to do it. This guy's going to jump in front of me, and this guy's get this light red up here. Very rarely you don't. Marijuana is smoking marijuana does not enhance anything as far as like driving. I mean, if you want to take something to stay awake, you're not going to smoke marijuana. That's not going to do you any good. And it's like I heard a famous doctor say one time on the radio. You know, he said, I think the highways were safer when all those truck drivers were high, and you know, on something that would keep them awake. On speed, you know, diet pills, whatever. Because those guys weren't going to fall asleep. Now, am I saying, do I agree with that? I don't know. Maybe. We know that the military used to give soldiers, you know, pills to stay awake. And there's a guy walking around, you know, with an automatic weapon in his hand. I don't know. Sometimes it's okay to just say, I don't know. I personally, as a man, wouldn't smoke weed today because I know that it kills your testosterone levels. So knowing now, same thing with alcohol. Not just marijuana, alcohol as well. So as a man today, no. We've got enough stuff with processed foods and everything, you know, estrogen in the waters and all that. You know, we have enough, you know, hurting us as far as that. We don't need anything more. So, as a man, I'm not going to do it. Now, I'm not going to say I'll never drink again. I may drink a beer or two here or there. But as far as marijuana, nah, probably not. I mean, not at all while I'm driving because I get drug tested. But even if I stop driving a truck tomorrow, I don't know. I might try some of the cookies. We can go over across the state line in New Mexico, you know, and get the cookies and all that. But I don't know. Then again, I like to be able to keep my wits about me. And you can't do that if you've altered your consciousness. Be it with drugs or alcohol. Now, of course, I drink coffee, I drink energy drinks. Boy, there's some subjects. I started out with polygamy, gay marriage, kind of just skimmed over abortion, and marijuana, alcohol, what else? I don't know. Bump stocks, automatic weapons. It's been a long night and morning. I didn't get much sleep before before I left Kansas City. Take it easy right here if we come up on this red light, because cops like to hang out right here because the speed limit drops. You get so many of these people just, they won't even break speed, man. They'll wait till they're right on top of that red light, then they'll just lay on their brakes. And see, that light's green, we'll never make it. That light does not stay green long enough. Going this way. There's no sense in rushing up to it. In fact, this is the longest I've seen it green. I can't believe it. Wow. I actually made it. Oh crap, that hump. Wow, it's going yellow now. That's the longest I've ever seen that light stay green. I'm not complaining. Definitely not complaining. Almost there. Sky is starting to brighten up behind me. I know, another video in the dark. He's doing another one in the dark. Crap, there's something in the road there. I think it's a dead animal or something. Things to say, run out of things to talk about. Oh, there's a drilling rig. That's been up for a minute, but we're almost to our yard here, so I guess I'll keep it running until I get there. Machinery. Oh, here comes another one. Let me make my turn real quick. Backed up. Down the turn lane, backed up. I guess thought I wasn't gonna be able to make it. But I mean, that's cool that he guts of town. It can be really crowded because I've got a car here, so I'll drive, go to the grocery store or something sometimes. Or if we got it's got bad. Or if we got to cut across in a truck from Loveland back to Greeley or something. We got to come all the way through town. People who aren't truck drivers, I'm going to tell you right now, if you wonder why I come up with some things, some things I come up with are kind of off the wall, some things aren't. Some things, like what I was talking about today, that's pretty legit, I think. You may disagree with me, and that's fine, It's like the old saying goes, I may not agree with what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it. We used to believe that in this country. But anyway, you get a chance to do a lot of thinking if you allow yourself to. Now, you can sit there and just listen to nothing but music and podcasts and all that. And like I said earlier, I do a lot of that. But there's a lot of times I shut everything off. I just drive and think. Or I'll listen to a podcast and they'll come up with something that'll cause me to think, think about a certain subject. Either way, you have a lot of time to think, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes there's things that goes through your head, stuff that happened to you 20 years ago, then you just get pissed off all over again. Or an ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend, if you're a woman, whatever. Or if you Pete Buttigieg, maybe an ex-boyfriend, I don't know, just whatever. But you have time to think. Till 7. I had to stop and get fuel, but I did all right. Come on. One of our local guys. Walking. They're lucky they got white pants on. I never saw them. There's something something that used to be illegal that they don't enforce anymore, jaywalking. And really, you think about jaywalking, you think, why is that even against the law? Well, things like that, you know. One of our guys is going to keep rolling up on me. One of our local drivers. I don't know what he did that for. That's a hard right turn there. I'm trying not to run over that curb. But whatever. Washout area up here on the right. You see all those trucks parked. They're waiting to wash your trailers out before they go to the beef plant. We wash out trailers for other companies. This is the Greeley yard. On the pad back here. And I guess I'll go ahead and end this video. Next to this trailer. Oh, it's dark. It's dark back there. We need some lights back there, man. It's nice we have all those lights in front of me, but it kind of blinds you to the back if there's no lights back here. You pull up, get a little closer to this trailer. We run out of room real fast. We only have 30 trucks, but we have a bunch of trailers. We have them dropped all over the place. You know, we do so much drop and hook. There we go. Excuse me, my voice. I'm not used to doing this much talking. That's it. Oh, let me go off duty. And let me also go on here and show that I am here on my thing. If I can ever get it to load. Every time you feel the need to load, man. I don't know. Anyway, I'll go ahead and end this video. I'm going to drop this trailer, go park, and put this paperwork in the box. And might get some sleep. Unless they have something for me, and I doubt it. I appreciate you watching, putting up with all my crazy rants and this and that. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Arrived at stop. Not going to put arrived at customer because the customer is in Wyoming, and if I put arrived at customer, then that closes out the load. I don't want to close the load out. Anyway, you don't want to know all that. But I appreciate you watching, and yeah, I'm going to do what I got to do here, and we'll see you next time.